Comedian Joe Pasquale, who used to be scared of flying, joins us now along with psychologist Emma Kenny. So, you know, why were you scared then? What was it all about? How bad was it?
It was quite bad. I think when you're born, you're not scared of flying. You're not scared of anything. When you're born, you inherit these fears.
Yeah.
And my mum used to be scared of flying. She said, "Oh, that's 200 tons. That shouldn't be up in the air. How does that work?"
It's against logic.
It is against logic.
And that got you thinking then, did it?
Well, it does. I think it gets us all thinking, you know. And the thing that used to bother me most of all was we'd get on a plane, 200 people, whatever was on there, and some bloke in a nice suit and a hat would come on like that, and he'd walk. I don't know this bloke. He might have had a row with his wife last night. He might have had too much to drink. I don't know what's going on. And we blindly put our trust into these people, and it just played on my mind. So I was doing a lot of stuff for the troops. I was going around the world. I went to the Falklands 3 times, Belize, Iraq, all this sort of stuff, and I would have to take a sleeping tablet just to get through the flight.
So you just sleep through it?
Sleep for the whole thing. And then I spent 3 weeks in the jungle with Janet Street Porter, and if you do that, you can do anything, you know.
That suddenly put things in perspective for you.
Well, they threw you out of a plane on the first day, and then hanging out of helicopters, and I thought, this is a ridiculous fear that I've got. There's no logic to this at all. If I can do these things, I should be able to be in control, and that is it for me. So if I'm in control, I'm fine. I'm not a good backseat driver.
So that's why you went on to try and get the pilot's licence.
That's
and do
exactly
all of that.
it. Yeah, it was about the control of it. That's it more than anything else. Yeah.
So it's very common, this, isn't it? 1 in 4, and so many of those 1 in 4 that are scared of flying actually just don't go abroad because they don't want to put themselves on a plane. And in a weird kind of way, it isn't a crazy fear, I don't think, because things do go wrong. It's not like when people are scared of buttons or something, you know. There is a potential for proper disaster, isn't there, when you get on a plane? Am I scaring more people?
2 out of 4 people.
I don't think you're crazy if you're scared of buttons, because I know that has a psychological thing as well. But do you know what I mean? You can understand the thought process of why people are scared of flying.
Yeah, and also it cross-sections a few fears, like fear of heights, fear of enclosed spaces, fear of other people. All of those things collide in that moment. And also, survival mechanism-wise, you're absolutely right. Some people are more hardwired to want to survive than others. Obviously, we all want to survive, but some people are very acutely aware of their vulnerability. So in our DNA, we're hardwired. Therefore, being in the sky, not having any control, and fearing that that takes away our level of control means that the likelihood is that, yeah, if we've got kind of a survival mechanism that makes us feel really, really want to live, then understandably, that can happen.
It's a strange one, though, isn't it? Because very often, you know, in the days when you're not allowed to smoke inside airports, you'll see a whole bank of people smoking outside, and they'll say, "Oh, I'm just doing this because I'm scared of flying." And it's like, OK, do you know, how does that work for your...
Yeah, vulnerability, full stop. There are different reasons why people develop fears and phobias. Limitation is the biggest problem when you look at phobia. Like you said, it stops people doing things. But there is evidence that some people are genetically hardwired to be afraid of certain things, so you don't even need to have been exposed to it. It just exists. Secondly, what you said, the fact that you can have triggering events in your life, you know, you can inherit it. All of these are issues that can control. We can't control, but we can get over.
I find it fascinating because from my point of view, yeah, you know, I am terrified. I used to be terrified. I'm slightly better now of flying. I used to have a, you know, double shot of vodka before I got on a plane, whatever time the flight was.
That was her excuse.
But I would never let it stop me taking a flight. But there are those people who would just say, do you know what, I am so scared of flying, I cannot even get on that plane.
That's what a phobia is. It limits you. It actually prevents you from taking part. So even yourself, you have a slight phobia, but it doesn't limit you. But some people out there right now listening, watching this show, they will never have left the country. The idea...
Can they get over that, do you think?
Absolutely.